Mr. John Ryder, sir, how are you?
I'm good, Mr. Gareth A. Davis. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to your fight with Zach Parker. I think it's a really good matchup, and a terrific fight. And it depends what happens in there. I wonder whether you look at him as someone who's not as experienced as you, and whether you are looking to potentially old man him.
Listen, I think that it's clear for everyone to see that he's not got the experience I've got over the duration of fights I've had and who I've been in with. But old man him, I don't know, but I'm not underestimating him. That's for sure.
He's been telling me that he's had two camps. He was thinking he was going to fight Demetrius Andrade. He's been preparing for southpaws. He can switch hits. What are the issues he brings? Does he bring kind of length and reach? Are those issues? I know you've got great footwork and you've got your way inside. We saw what you did with Callum Smith, who was very similar dimensions, wasn't he? Is that a blueprint we could be looking at here, John?
No, I don't think so, because I don't, without saying bad, I think they're completely different fighters. And Callum Smith was very much, he boxed where he boxed, whereas Zach Parker is, there is a few strings to his bow. He's got the switch hitting style, the come forward style. So he's not going to be easy to read like Callum wasn't. But at some point, I believe that the switch hitting's good until it's not. And then that's when you're getting caught in between stances, you're not sure where you are, if you can defend in that stance, if you're better off attacking that stance. And at some point in that fight, we're gonna discover if he's as comfortable being southpaw as he's orthodox. And it's at that point that I've got to capitalise.
Just rewinding a little bit, you know, I've told you before, I thought you won the Callum Smith fight. You didn't get the Canelo fight after that. You've just put a great name on your resume in Danny Jacobs. Haven't had a chance to speak to you, I don't think, since that fight. If you look back on that fight, were you satisfied with everything you did that night?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a pill to swallow. I mean, on paper, that's my greatest victory to date. And then obviously I've been on the wrong side of decisions before, and it's not nice. But to be on the right side of a decision, which people are screaming that you didn't deserve, and that hurts even more. So I mean, that was the real shame of it. But I mean, having watched it back, I still felt that I deserved the victory. And listen, Danny Jacobs was an unbelievable fighter and unbelievable talent in his day. And listen, he's not been in a rush to have a fight since. So I don't know what that shows you and what that tells you, but I learned a hell of a lot that night with being in the room with Danny Jacobs, and still a very good fighter. But I learned valuable lessons from it.
You're 2 and 3 in the WO rankings. I think you're 4 with the WBC at the moment. You're pushing hard, obviously, for a world title shot. We know that Canelo holds all the belts, but there's a lot of different things that can go on there. Have you been pressing Eddie Hearn to, if you get victory here, when you get victory here, you're the WBO interim title holder, are you pressing Eddie to get Canelo over here, to fight you over here?
Yeah, I'm never pressing Eddie. I leave that to Tony. Tony's the thorn in Eddie's side, and if he's not getting the results from Eddie, he'll put a phone call into Barry and liven him up that way. So no, I leave all that to Tony and Charlie to do all the talking. I'm fully focused on the task in hand, and as well as Tony is. But listen, we have to take care of business next Saturday, otherwise these other options aren't an option.
But is there, you know, in the bucket list, I mean, if you like, without kind of overlooking Zach Parker, you've got close to fights for Canelo before. You know, we know you're the kind of, you know, you're the dark-haired Canelo. People have put your faces together on a poster before, and God, those guys look similar. On your bucket list, is it there though? In your mind, in your bucket list?
Well, I think for 2 years during lockdown, I spent it traveling around the world, being on call, on standby for the event that if someone fell ill, that I'd step in. And it was 2 years wasted, really. obviously everyone was in the same boat with COVID and whatnot, but I didn't box any of the garden shows at Matchroom. Ended up boxing last minute on the Golovkin card in Miami, which was the day before Canelo. So, I mean, yeah, at this stage of my career, it wasn't the wisest move, but we was looking at the bigger picture, and that never comes. So, I mean, first things first, take care of business next Saturday, get myself in a tremendous position with a WBA interim belt, and then we can look at these tasks and do it with being a true deserved fighter going into this fight.
It's a couple of 3 years now since you've been at 12 stone. Are you having to drop much weight in general when you get into the later stages of camp? We know how hench you are, but are you kind of not really going too much above that weight now?
No, I mean, obviously the Jacobs fight was at 12 stone, so that was February. Listen, it's never easy, but we know we can make it. I make it well, and I think the Jacobs fight I come in at 11-12, so it's not that much of a push.
Yeah,
I'm coming in well under. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy. There was talks of me fighting Munguia. I think they was asking for 11 stone 10, and we would have accommodated it potentially, but it never materialised. So we're fighting the right fight at the right time for me now.
Yeah, I see you as so comfortable at 12, so I can't believe you were going to take that and go back down to light middle.
I don't know if no, it'd been at 11 stone 10.
11-10, just as a catch
11-10,
weight.
yeah, just as a catch weight thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's 11-10 or 11-11. Nothing too drastic. But I think the right fight's happening at the right time for me.
I've got to ask you. Obviously, you're very close to Tony Sims, and Tony's been in the news with Conor Benn. How's the atmosphere been in the gym over that? And how do you feel for Conor Benn? He's trying to clear his name, and a lot of us have been commenting on it. It's been a difficult month for boxing in that respect. Obviously, Tony's like a father figure to Conor. How's it been in the gym? Is it a difficult time in terms of that, or do you have to compartmentalize it?
We have to compartmentalise it. Do you know what I mean? We see Tony daily. We see Conor every now and again. He's back in more now. But at the end of the day, first and foremost, Conor's my friend, and I care more about his well-being than whether he's done it or not. So it's a harsh reality. But I just hope that these people that are slaying him now are quick with the apologies as they are with the degrading of his character. Really, they're really tarnishing his character. And I mean, it's great that he's had his father with him. Obviously, the legend Nigel extended his stay, and he's been there to support his son throughout it. And it's just nice. It's nice to see Conor getting that smile back on his face, and just hope in time that the evidence is out there that proves him innocent, and then that he can move on with his life and move on with his career. And I doubt he'll ever get the apology that he deserves, but I hope some people hold their hands up and say, look, we was wrong. You're genuine. You're not what we thought you was, and we hope you have a good career.
Absolutely. No, because I know how close you are as a group of people, and I know Tony so well that it's something that won't have been taken lightly there, because like I say, it's almost like a family, isn't it? Many gyms are like families, but it's a very close family of fighters in there, isn't it? And Tony,
it was a crap week, really. I mean, Joe Cordina got stripped of his IBF title. We all had a fantastic night in Cardiff in, I think it was April. Couldn't like what a night that was. And then obviously we're all looking forward to the Ben Eubank, I wouldn't say Eubank 3 now, the Battle of the Suns. And listen, as fight fans, we was all buzzing for it. So we was all as upset as everyone else was that the fight fell through. But Conor's our friend and our brother, more importantly, and we care about him, and we know what he is and what he isn't, and he's definitely not a drug cheat. And
finally, give us your prediction. What happens when the bell rings when you step in against Zach Parker in London a week on Saturday, as it is?
Well, for the London boy who's on an away show in London against the man from Derby, you're going to see his hand get raised, that's for sure. It's an away day for me, but it feels like home. So I'm looking forward to it. go out there, put on a show, and how the finish comes, I don't know. I don't predict that just yet, but I'm very confident in my abilities and my boxing skill, my power, my will to win, to know that I'm coming out there victorious.
John, I always appreciate your time. It's great to see you. Go well. Hope it all goes great for you a week on Saturday night. I'll see you there.
Brilliant. Thank you.